Great day, great evening. This is Chestnut Checkers. I am ecstatic, y'all. Y'all want to know why I'm excited? Because my co-host is here. Y'all have no idea. I'm so happy. My co-host is here, and I feel better. I feel a little bit more comfortable that I get to just look over and she's right here. So I'm going to introduce her first, Christy Harrison Wilson, our finder. See, it's been that long. I'm not even used to saying it no more. Our finder's in the building. She's here to say hi. She has some stuff she has to take care of, but she's at least here to say hi. Anything you'd like to say to us or say to the crowd, say to the
Hey
people?
y'all, hey. It's Chestnut Checkers Wednesday, y'all. I missed y'all. Life been taking me away and it's gonna take me away again tonight, but I'm here for a second. And yeah, let's chop it up. We're gonna have a great guest, some current events, some good conversation. Let's go.
Listen, I'm so happy to see you. I'm glad you're well. I'm glad you're in good spirits. Of course we correspond, but it's always good to see you. Nonetheless,
Absolutely.
Trump is trumping. So
Right.
apparently, go ahead.
Okay, no, because here's the thing. Trump has taught me something.
Go
The
ahead.
fact that folks don't have no deductive reasoning whatsoever is bothering me. Because Trump can't Trump by Trump self.
Mm-mm.
And the fact that y'all don't understand the branches of government are involved and it's just all Trump all the time. I'm sick of his orange ass too. But for real, we got to know that there's at least a couple hundred more people involved in this scheme, scam, scoopity doop, poopty doop.
So I find it interesting, and what I'm not going to do, I'm not going to put nobody. I said I'm going to protect people's livelihoods, and I'm not going to put them on the scope and everything like that. So I'm not going to speak my honest opinion, but I will say that is rather instant and interesting how we're still on a government hold, government shutdown, and the holidays are coming. So what I will say is with compassion. Make sure that you tap into your local government, those who have voted. Your elections are in. You're able to see who you voted for. Make sure you hold them accountable. These are the times to hold them accountable. This is new.
Absolutely.
This is what they promised. They saw what was going on. This is the push that they said to make them elected. Now it's time to hold them accountable. Go to your local food drives, your local clothes drives, the clothing drives, those that are promising economic stimulation and making sure that they have opportunities for careers and all that advancement. Hold them accountable. Now is the time. If they're
Absolutely.
not going to give them government funding, then come out your pockets and make sure that you can pay for employees to work.
All right. So you know how one day we was on here talking and you whispered to us that you didn't necessarily believe in the one race theory.
Mhm.
I don't necessarily believe in government
Oh, absolutely not. I find it
shutdown.
interesting. Here's the crazy part. It's like, oh, and little sidebar. Did you hear
Mhm.
about the privatized prisons suing the states for,
I
for
thought that was
lack of?
fucking hilarious. I thought it was hilarious, bro. Y'all
I'm
ain't
like, yo,
giving us enough criminals. We suing.
we so it like back in like 20, what was it, 2021 or 2022, like 30% of the criminals were let go because perception they realized was not 9/10 of the law after all, and they was like, you know what, extradition. Now they're free, and
Hmm.
now you about to sue sue the state
So,
like.
bro, you know what I thought when I seen this news? There has to be paperwork somewhere between these privatized prisons and the states involved in this lawsuit stating that they're going to lock certain amount of people up. Because how do
There
you
has
get
to
to
be.
sue over breach of contract if there's no contract?
If there's no contract, what is the contract? I'm not making an accusation. We just want to read the fine print. That's all we're saying. In other
Hmm.
news, there was a pastor. He got
Let out in handcuffs, honey. Perp walk.
Y'all religious leaders. And I, like I said, I'm being diplomatic. I have somebody who's active, and we're going to make sure we protect this man's job.
Oh no,
So we don't want
absolutely.
to
You
bring
see,
him
I'm
into
being
a
real good
bombshell.
about how
Like
I'm coming about it. Absolutely.
y'all, yeah, pastors. What we are going to say is, you spell your method of prayer Pray. Okay, not
It
Prey.
should be.
We don't spell it that way. Y'all can't spell it that way. Not unless you're talking about to the congregation what they should be avoiding as
I
being
mean,
themselves.
biblically speaking, the teachers are the ones that's going to get it the worst anyway because of how they doing. So none of this really surprises me.
That's wild work. Like, how do you get locked up on your church anniversary? Like, you're up there
In your robes, no less,
in
from the
your
stage.
robes. Like,
They waited till NWA finished the show before they arrested them. They took you off the pulpit, sir.
that off the pull. Like, can you imagine the benediction? You got the right to remain silent. Like, you can't even get it out.
Mm. All the mics
Anyway,
was live.
oh my gosh. Like, what song do you play? Take the shackles off my feet so I can dance? Like, do you play that?
Sir, absolutely. Absolutely.
No
Oh my
weapon formed
god.
against me shall prosper. Like what
And
song do
look,
you
you
play as he's
no,
walking out
see
the?
that's not an appropriate song because technically he's the weapon against himself. So there's that.
Right, pass me not, oh
There's
gentle savior.
there's that.
Like, what do you
Ugh.
sing as you're watching your pastor walk out in handcuffs? I'll
Pass the
fly
plate
away, oh
back to me
glory.
so I can get my money back. Like what? What are we
Man,
doing here? What are we doing here?
jeez
Speaking of
Louise.
pastors, it's been a lot of crickets and silence in regards to food drives and clothes drives, and these
Yeah,
mega churches have not stepped up at all
shouts
during this
out to
time
y'all
of need for their
Christians.
constituents who are feeding their families off food stamps, but paying them in cash.
I'm just saying that it is holiday season, and
Hmm.
if now is good of a time as ever for families to begin reconciliation, to begin understanding the reasons why holidays like these exist. Um,
To begin to understand the reasons why we all grew up in the house with two and did three different aunts and uncles living there because the
hmm
economy was not built for nobody to be independent for real.
Listen, the political structure changes every so many years, but your family, they surefire. With that being said, I just want to make sure you're here while we bring up this guest. We have a biography on this man. I know him as a athlete, and then when we ran into each other again, all of a sudden he was a professional coach, and he just took off, and met him so many years ago as a young athlete. One thing he was good at, aside from track and field, and you thought I forgot about this, he was a hell of a soccer player.
Oh, nice.
Hell of a soccer player. You thought I forgot. Hell of a soccer player. I mean,
That's what's up.
arguably could have went any route he wanted to take, but he chose to stay dedicated to track and field, and not only run track and field, but one of the very few that learned the sport. So he went from I know he was at Bucknell. I know he went from Bucknell to a whole nother school. I mean, he disappeared for a minute, and now all of a sudden he's in Boston as a head coach for a D1 school in NCAA, which is elite. Coming from where we come from, a small little town, Conshohocken.
Coming from
Plymouth ain't
where
much
I'm
bigger,
from,
and
I'm
him
from.
being on the map, and then not only that, having a national champion.
Hey,
He
mommy.
holds under his title being I believe he was a national champion in his own right and then be. And he was like, "Let me just take my wisdom and pass it down and prove to you that I ain't nobody to fuck with." So he passed his skills down, and all of
Absolutely.
a sudden he's breeding national champions. So
I
without
like it.
further ado, we have the one, the only Mr. Ozzie Brown, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for just gracing us with your time. Give me a minute. I'm like really sucking on these banners right now. So bear with
Oh,
me before you say anything. Bow. Coach Ozzie Brown, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all
yay.
make some noise for this gentleman. Shouts
Thank you
out, Miss
very much.
Deborah. How are you?
Woo!
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Man, tell us a little bit if you can of your story.
Well, I'm a D3 head coach. I was at a
D3,
Division
excuse
One. Yeah,
me.
yeah. Currently a D3 head coach, but I was at a Division One school, the last school that I was at. But I was a Division 3
Jeez.
athlete. I won 2 national titles, one in the long jump, one in the decathlon. Um, Moved on, went bopped around a bunch of different Division 3 schools. Coached a national champion who still has is number 4 all time in the high jump, and at a school in Hoboken, New Jersey. Um, did a couple head coaching positions. Went to Division 1. Was coaching there for a couple of years at Bucknell University, and now made the transition last year to UMass Boston and up in Boston now, Massachusetts. And in my first year, um, I coached a young lady who won both indoors and outdoors national champion, as well as she set the national record. She set the meet record indoors, and then the outdoor meet record and the overall national record outdoors as well. So busy,
Jeez.
busy couple of years, but
Yeah.
we're making it work. You know what I mean?
Right, and I feel like I know we talk every world
Hmm.
championship. Like it's like almost a guarantee. We are
Hmm.
on the phone beefing for hours. I feel
Absolutely.
bad because I know this man really has a career
That's
in
okay.
this sport, and I'm just fussing and fighting with
It's
him.
okay. It's okay.
Dude,
We're
no.
focused on the good things,
The
the other stuff. So.
the reality is I didn't realize that the transitions that you have to.
Mhm.
How hard is it to say, hey, my what I know about track and field, I can go ahead and deliver this product and deliver this, and the outcome is going to be because you know that track and field is such an evolving sport. How are you able to just to keep up with the times and still be able to deliver what you know as your product?
Well, I mean, you could you could do you could do well anywhere. I when I was coaching my first national champion, we were practicing in a gym, like in a small little gym, tiny gym. We would run on a turf. We would outdoors. We would run on a public track where soccer balls are getting kicked left and right as we're practicing. It doesn't matter where you can perfect your craft, just as long as you're perfecting your craft. In terms of being a professional, and moving up in the ranks and moving to different positions. It's three key things. Number one, you got to know someone. You gotta know someone to get that opportunity. Getting the opportunity is number two, and then I think number 3 will be obviously luck. Would be the most important thing, because if you're at the right place at the right time, good things can happen. And again, if you're not ready to move on to that next place, or you're not ready to take on the tasks in the trials and tribulations, um, if you're not ready for it, then again, you have to be ready for it. Yeah, that's just
Mhm.
or
You
the
got
short.
no choice, right?
Yeah, because
And
you never know when those opportunities are going to come up. So you have to take them when they come. So.
yeah, yeah. Now I have so many
Absolutely.
questions, but also know that Kristen is on a time constraint.
Mhm.
Anything you like to share, Kristen? I saw it. I
Absolutely.
didn't mean to interrupt you.
Ozzy, thank you, Ozzy, so much for
Mhm.
sharing your time with us here at Chestnut Checkers. That's first of all, we really appreciate you. I'm so happy to meet you. I'm so glad you
Absolutely.
up in my hometown, cause go Patriots, cause we doing it finally. And
I mean,
look, I had just said I can't keep saying we rebuilding Patriots. We got to do something this season.
yeah,
But thank you for taking the time out to be with us. I really do
yeah,
appreciate you,
absolutely,
y'all. I
absolutely,
will be
absolutely.
back full time next week, barring any craziness. I love y'all so much.
Thank you, Jesus.
And I will see everybody real soon. Have a great night,
Thank
guys.
you. Miss you. Love you. Bye.
See you later. Thanks. Nice meeting you.
I didn't mute myself. But with that being said, it's
Love
that
you.
oh, but having you being head coach, and were you ever an assistant coach?
I was assistant coach a number of times. I mean, a grad assistant, an assistant, and then obviously head coaching at two different schools before getting this head coaching position as well. So,
Now, I guess as an assistant coach, you get to, I guess, learn from, I guess, from the experience, like trials and errors. Like, the culture we came from. Like there wasn't as much information, there wasn't as much knowledge, um, things to pass down. Like you'll be fortunate to have that coach, and everybody knew the coaches from that time. Like
yep.
you had Coach Space. Everybody knows Coach Kersey. Everybody knows Coach Bob out in Morris State. Like if you were from the territories, you knew the real coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Um, who was your inspiration?
Ooh,
I threw that curveball. I'm sorry,
well,
I
you
had to
did throw
do
a curveball.
it.
Well, let me take a step back. Honestly, this wasn't my plan. Like, this is not my plan at all. Like, my plan was not to be a coach. My plan was not to be a head coach. It was it kind of like, I just fell into it. It was, I'm good at it and it comes easy to me. It was like a thing where I was like, all right, well, I'll coach for a little bit while I figure the rest of my life out. And then I started getting deeper and deeper because I was a part-time coach at first.
Wow.
And then I started getting deeper and deeper, and all of a sudden I went to grad school. I got the opportunity to go to grad school for free. I was like, oh okay, we'll just do this now. And then after grad school, I was like, all right, well, I'm getting job offers to come down and go coach continuously. And I was like, all right, whatever. I'm moving outside of Manhattan. Wow, who wouldn't want to go outside of Manhattan to work and live? And then after that, it was like, all right, well, I guess the next step would be a head coach. And then I became a head coach. And then I was a head coach in another job. And I was like, oh, all right. So it kind of, I thought about leaving coaching at a couple points. But I just never pulled the trigger to do it. I couldn't walk away from the sport. I couldn't walk away from what I know I'm really good at. And especially the impact that I have on my athletes. I know I wasn't able to just kind of walk away from that.
Yeah, I think the hardest part for me when I walked away from track, it wasn't the races, it wasn't the meets, it wasn't the when you got to the meets, the warming up, the stretching, it was the preparing
Oh
for
my
the season.
gosh.
That's the thing. I think that's what made it so easy to walk away from. It was just like, all right, that last injury, I was like, that's enough. Like, that's enough.
The thing is with track and field is just a grind. And the best track and field athletes, again, Gabby Thomas said it, Noah Lyle said it. The best track and field athletes they live the most boring lives.
Yeah.
It's the same thing over and over and over again till you perfect it. And that's kind of what the best athletes will do. As unfortunate as it is, and I told my athletes, like, hey, you're gonna live your lives, and there's like I draw up a pie chart for them. Have your academic, because I'm at a Division III school, so academic is very important because a lot of I'd say most of the kids are not gonna continue on after college. Their last race in their senior year is going to be the last race ever. Most of them. Some of them will do post collegiately, obviously, but for the majority of them, their job is to get a good job out of college. You know what I mean? So that academic piece is going to be super important. And then the other two pieces, that's the social and then the track and field pieces. They clash a lot. The things that you do socially are going to take away from the things you do athletically. And obviously, when you have meets every Saturdays, well, you can't go out on Fridays. You shouldn't be going out on Fridays. You can't be going out on Fridays, especially if you want to be good. So balancing everything is definitely tough. As an athlete, as a coach, it's the same thing. I mean, I work a lot, especially again. So I'm still working on my work-life balance. That's covering how to do like having a life outside of work. And again, because I've always been, for the most part, single. I mean, I've had relationships and stuff like that, but like this was my priority for the most part. And
Yeah.
working, I work crazy hours. I work a lot, and I'm okay with it. Um, and it's fun to it's fun, but it's tiring.
Mm-hmm.
Very very tiring. Like last night, um, we have a lift at 6:30 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
First practice is at 12, and I had meetings with my kids starting at 10. So I went from 10 o'clock meetings till like 11:30. Then 11:30 we left, went to practice at 12 o'clock. Got back at 12 o'clock, about like 2:30. I had like a meeting at 2:30. I had my lift at 3 o'clock. My first lift at 3 o'clock. My second practice was at 4 o'clock. Then came back at 6 o'clock. Had about a half hour. Second lift as at 6:30. And instead of just going an hour, that's the lift that's like a little bit more. You don't have anything afterwards. So I usually leave by like 8:15, 8:30 ish, after that last lift. Get
Wait. So time out.
get home about
In one day, you got
9:30.
two practices going on.
Two practices, two lifts. Two practices, two
Explain that.
lifts.
Explain. Like
So,
we didn't hear from that. Like you know
so
how we were brought up. Like
yeah, absolutely. So
wow.
the way I do it is
Yeah.
the school that I work at, obviously classes, um, we have a bunch of different constraints that we have to do. We can only practice. We have two facilities that we can practice at. Number one, we practice at the Reggie Lewis Center or New Balance, the track at New Balance, where the New Balance Grand Prix is.
Oh, it's
Practice.
amazing.
We're sponsored by New Balance. We're partners with New Balance. We get to practice there, but the problem is we only have it from certain time to certain time, and
Mm-hmm.
class schedules don't always dictate that they can go there. Plus,
Mm-hmm.
we're driving a half hour there, a half hour back, so it's about a 3 hour window that we're taking
Mm-hmm.
up in the middle of the day, and not all classes can accommodate that.
Mm-hmm.
So then what I do is I don't want the kids to practice themselves, and I put it on myself, and I offer a secondary practice, and I offer a secondary lift because the lift times also, again, that's another hour that we'd have to add on. So it's about 4 to 5 hours, and I can't take up that much time for those athletes. So I essentially just put it on me and say, hey, I'll offer these extra times, and let's make sure we get these lifts in and get these workouts in, and um, again, because I'm building a program here, I'm okay with doing it for a couple years.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
I don't know if I could do this for 10, 20 years. Like I plan on being here for 20 years, at least,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I can get my pension. But
Right. Right.
but yeah, it's definitely a thing that I want to do. I want to be good. My athletes know that I want to be good. They know that I require a lot from them, but I'm going to try to give them everything I can on my end to make sure that they're doing their part, that they can do their part and just focus on being good, and doing their best in terms of track and field.
Yeah. So you made mention about like culture,
Hmm.
like as far as making sure that they have an understanding and you take time out of your day. Like I've never that stuff I've never heard of. Like and again, we're not from there. We everybody ran together,
Established
everybody,
culture. Well,
you
again,
know.
that's the thing.
Hmm.
Where we ran, it was an
Hmm.
established culture. And
Yeah.
coaches that we had, they like uh, they knew we knew what we were supposed to do. We knew what was required of us. We knew like, hey, this is like as a freshman. All right, it's okay to mess up. You're allowed to be knuckleheads. Like I remember you smacking me upside my head. Hey, focus on this, focus on that. But yes, I didn't forget that. I didn't forget
I
that.
apologize.
I didn't forget
Let me be
that.
on record. I apologize. I was such a not great person in high school.
But
Listen.
but I
Sheesh.
mean, again, but then as upperclassmen, you also knew that, hey, I gotta look out for my underclassmen. I gotta make sure they're
Yeah.
doing the things that they're doing, and I gotta make sure that I get them to where they need to be. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And so, um, at the school that I'm at currently, I'm creating that culture. Like there was no
Yeah.
like the upperclassmen don't know till, hey, you gotta go and you gotta look out for the underclassmen. You know where you
Hmm.
were before, so then by the time you get to that point, you got to look out for the young underclassmen. You know what I mean? And so like developing that culture, developing that, hey, like you remember, I think, I don't remember if you were there at the time when we made these shirts, but we had the shirts called, like, on the back, it says, "Oh, I can't, I have track." You know what I mean? Like,
I remember hearing about
that mentality.
Them,
Oh, I can't, I have track. That, hey, I want to focus on track and field. Like, again, oh, I can't go to the mall. I can't hang out with this. Like for junior prom, I don't like junior prom. My parents said, oh, or senior prom, oh, you can't do the after prom. You gotta come home. You got districts the next day.
I didn't even get to go to my senior prom.
Exactly. You didn't go to senior prom. My parents said you can only dance to 3 songs. Like the whole track and field team, only dance to 3 songs, because if you're on your feet too much, you're not gonna make it to states. You got this. So again, that mentality that, okay, I know I'm gonna make this sacrifice because I know what I want to do out here, instead of, oh, I want that instant gratification. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like that's what I'm working on with my current athletes, and obviously not just my current athletes, my previous athletes, and at some of my other schools again, because again, when you're built where you want to be good, there's going to be sacrifices, and a lot of people say, hey, I want to be good. Well, I want $1 million. Do I want to put the work in to make that $1 million? Time will tell. You gotta show me. You gotta prove. You know what I mean? And so
absolutely,
a lot of times athletes will say, oh, here's my goals, and I do goal setting with my athletes and I say, hey, yeah, that's a good goal, but we got to get that goal. We got to do this first. This first, instead of just saying this is what my goal is. No, let's hit this goal first. You know what I mean? All right, now we got to hit this goal, and we move on from there. So, and again, it takes a different type of person and different type of athlete that will have those big lofty goals, and will push for that. You know what I mean? And my current girl who's a hurdler, she's got those goals, and she puts, but the difference is between her and most of my athletes that I've coached, she will put the work in, and it's almost me holding her back most of the time instead of me like having that. You know what I mean? So like I put the work in, and like again, my coach also held me back as well. Like at times,
that's that dog. That's the one
he would give me a time to hit in my workouts, and I'm all right. In my mind, all right, a second or two faster than that. Whatever the time he gives me, I need to go a second or two faster than that every single time. Every single time, a second or two faster. And so my coach then learned whatever time he's going to give me, he's gotta go slower 2 seconds, so because he know I'm gonna go 2 seconds faster. So it's like, again, you got to work on that athlete coach relationship. I think it's important for that, and again, obviously developing that trust between the coach and the athletes, having them understand that I know what I'm doing, and then 2, I'm going to get them to the level that they want to get to.
That's the part.
Which is crazy, because again, I'm in year 18 of coaching now, and me still having to justify, hey guys, I'm a good coach. It's like like kind of crazy. So,
like forget the big trophy behind me, like the accolades, the resume.
It's like I've been there.
You called me.
I've been there. I've brought people there several times. Follow me.
And so you make mention of that trust and that dynamic between the athlete and the coach. I mean, and you also have like a team you're dealing with too. I mean, you have to put together the team of the strengths, the weaknesses, and you still have different personalities. It's personalities that you're dealing with. Mental health.
Yes.
How important is that to you?
Mental health for my athletes or for me?
I mean, we're talking about both parts of it here.
So for my athletes, mental health is a big thing. I mean, again, back when we were competing, it was kill or be killed. There was no time to be weak. There was no time to be weak. There was no time to show any weakness. I mean, my mom had a medical issue. I mean, one time at practice, and I remember I got into a scuffle with someone because I was going through something. You know what I mean? And it's like I didn't know how to deal with it. The coping mechanisms that the kids have nowadays. Kids are way more emotionally intelligent than we ever were because they're trained. They know they know how to deal with the things that they're going through.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I do feel that because they're so emotionally intelligent, they react a lot more and a lot faster sometimes than we would have. You know what I mean? Again,
Mm-hmm.
we'll hold on and we'll hold it to ourselves and we'll keep going and until we find we're starting to break down and
Mm-hmm.
we might ask for help. Where versus again, there's a lot more athletes that will ask for help earlier versus sometimes I wish they would try to figure it out themselves and
Mm-hmm.
a little bit and like have
Mm-hmm.
that adversity for themselves and still push through and not
Mm-hmm.
just and again not saying that mental health isn't important, but I do think that having adversity is important because once you have that adversity, like times when things get tough, you discover what kind of person you are. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Especially when you do some reflection. Um,
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing wrong with asking for help, but give yourself that time to grow. Give yourself that time to to struggle a little bit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If you wake up every day and you're like, oh, I think I grew, I got to get a new set of clothing. Well,
Right.
actually, the clothing that you're gonna be swimming in your clothing. You know what I mean? Because you think you're growing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let yourself struggle a little bit. Let yourself fight through some of the things that you have to do, and move on and keep working hard. And I think that that goes a long way,
Mm-hmm.
especially for mental health, anyway. But
Absolutely.
I do think that the tools that are available nowadays, there's a bunch of different apps that the student athletes have. There's one called Headspace where it's just like coping mechanisms. The information that is out there in the internet nowadays is way more advanced than when we were growing up. So again, uh, just again, also therapists, like the whole stigma on therapy.
How about that?
Like again, my first therapy appointment, I'm proud to say I do go to therapy. My first therapy appointment, I think I was 34, 34 years,
Yeah.
34 years old when I went to therapy for the first time.
Mm.
So um, it's definitely different
Mm-hmm.
nowadays because again, kids have therapists, and there's like especially on even on campus where we are, there's
Mm-hmm.
therapists on campus that and free to the student athletes, the students and student athletes. So again, I think therapy and mental health is a bigger deal, as well as again the training also. The training when we were in college, run fast, turn left. That's it.
That's it.
There's been way more studies, way more trial and error. Obviously, myself as a coach today versus myself as a coach 17 years ago, completely different coaching
Wow.
styles, just the workouts that I've curated over the years are completely different. Just the work, like the coaching style that I have, and again, not just 17 years ago, but from year to year. Like
Yeah.
my last year of training, again, it should be anyway. You should be customizing the workouts to the current athletes that you have, not the athletes that you had that won national champions for you. You know what I mean? So like
Mm-hmm.
every year it's a different training, and one of the things that I like to do is I have all of my workouts that I've ever done all together. And I like to look back sometimes at the workouts that I've done, and I'm like, man, what the heck? What was I thinking?
Right.
Where
Right.
did this come from? What was I thinking? So
Mm-hmm.
I have some workouts that I'll recycle, but like for the most part, it's like I want to be different from year to year. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So when you're dealing with the whole process of like, okay, I see this dog. Like what I like to do, for example, and this is why I be like, I start, giving you a call come world championship season when stuff starts heating up. I tend to look at people's stories.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll go on like a research binge and I'm like, who is this person and why are they choosing to run fast?
Mm-hmm.
Like you looking at his march sometimes and you're just like, there's a dog out there. Like you and this is for the world to understand. A dog means that they they are putting down times and they've been in a laboratory, they've
Mm-hmm.
been working, they got something under their belt and they ready to show it now. And
Yep.
they hungry now. and they want it now, and they're ready to put down the message now. That's what a dog is. When you see that dog and you know you got a team, you gotta work around, but that you got a dog right there. How do you balance that? Yeah, I mean they're far advanced in
So,
front of everybody else. You know what I
so
mean?
yeah. Well, I have never been one to shy away. Like I my first meeting I think I had with my team last year, with the cross country team. I was like, hey, like I'm human. I'm
Mm-hmm.
human, and humans have favorites. Like you know how coaches always say, "Oh, I don't have favorite." Well, I do. I do. I do. Become a favorite. Like become a favorite. That's just the long and short of it. I mean, again, I say that to say like again, I'm going to be a coach regardless. I'm going to try to make sure every single one of my athletes gets um, the best of their ability. They work their butts off. I'm going to improve everyone. But again, there's going to be people who you connect with better. There's going to be people
Mm-hmm.
who you are able to make better connections and you have better relationships with. Again, that's just the long and short of it. And again, like when you again, I was a dog. I worked my butt off. I didn't make
Dog.
excuses. I didn't make excuses.
It's
And so like
dog.
um, when I have an athlete that just is hungry and just is a dog, like I'm going to resonate very, very well with that athlete. And obviously, we're going to have a better relationship than maybe some of the other athletes that I have. And I'm gonna cater to those kids. I've always wanted to cater to the kids because um, when I was an athlete, the only time I got catered to was at nationals. Again, my coach, I love my coach, but I wish I would have went to Penn relays. I would have won Penn relays. I would have won
Mm-hmm.
in the decathlon. Both years that I did decathlon, I was only decathlon 2 years, and I would have won both years. And I never got to compete in college. I competed in high school, but never in college. And so, like,
Wow.
I want some of those opportunities that I never got. I want to give that to my athletes. You know what I mean? I want to
Mm-hmm.
provide those opportunities. You know what I mean? So, the athlete that I have, she's dog, and she deserves to race against some of the top dogs in the country. Even from a Division III level, she raced against. She was a number 2 hurdler in New England, and that's including all of the Division I schools: Harvard, BU,
Wow.
yeah, all the D1 schools. She was the number 2
You talking
hurdler.
about UConn and
UConn, yep, everything, all those
wow.
schools. She was the number 2 hurdler in New England, both indoors and outdoors. And so we're gonna go to Orlando to race at UCF. We're gonna go. We're gonna try to put Texas relays on our schedule. She's gonna race there.
Yeah.
I want to put those like crazy meets because she needs that competition. I mean, if only one girl is faster than her in all of New England, well, why am I not going to put her in racing against all faster people than her? You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's what I want to do. And I want to make sure that those athletes, again, that's one of the things that I'm going to try to be fair about, though, is I'll have standards for everything. Like again,
Mm-hmm.
standard to go to a BU meet. Well, you got to be top in the conference. You know what I mean? You got to be one of our
Mm-hmm.
best athletes. Because again, just top in the conference at a small Division III conference, that might not be enough to race there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When we go to travel, like flying, when we're flying, going like Texas relays, well, you need to be on the nationals list. You need to be making it to national. You know what I mean? So like
Mm-hmm.
those are things that you want to do to make it there. And so like I'm going to try to give those opportunities for those athletes that hey, if you got the skill and you got the talent that you can race and compete against some of these Division I schools and Division I teams, well, I'm going to try to make give those opportunities to you. You know what I mean? Especially
Mm-hmm.
the last school that I was at, Division I school, we had a lot of talented athletes there too, and we had some of them that could have made the first round, and then possibly further. Well, we need to create those opportunities. There's a young lady now actually at Bucknell. She again, that was a big push for me. Like, hey, the only time that they're flying is when they go to regionals. That's not enough. We need to really make sure we do a trip before that. And so we had other athletes, but then Evie Bliss, she actually won the U.S. championships, and then she went to Worlds. She went to Worlds, and again, not saying that I had anything to do with coaching her or anything like that, but I was like, hey, she needs to be able to travel. Like she's got to be flying and traveling to meet. She got to learn how to get on a plane, travel. Make sure we prepare and get ready for the next day, and she's able to compete. And the same thing I'm going to do with Ari, the hurdler that I have. She's got to be able to prepare and travel and get ready to run fast. So
there's something about Texas water or Texas lack of water. I don't know what it is about Texas.
It's that dry
heat. Man, listen. I mean, they come out the gate beginning, and I understand that they don't have an indoor program, and I get it.
Well, no, it's not just the indoor program. It's the fact that Texas, you can train outdoors all year round. Well, not all year round, but you can train outdoors for most of the year. That you can train outdoors.
Bro,
Georgia, those states, you can train outside.
I've never seen. I mean, we're going outside, so you're safe now. We're going towards the high schoolers now. I've never seen so many threats to go sub 10 in my life. Like
again, think about it this way. Again, we talked to our high school coaches. I actually 3-4 years ago, the head coach that we had, I recruited his son, and he came on a college visit and everything like that. It's crazy. I didn't realize it was him until he got there. I'm like, what?
That's crazy.
But yeah, he freely admitted that he didn't know what he was doing coaching wise. And our other coach, the sprints coach, he even said it. I had a conversation with him. I
have one of them too.
Districts a couple of years ago, and he's like, yeah, you guys were just talented. I had no idea what I was doing, but like to us, we thought they were the best coaches in the world. You know what I mean? But like just that right there, like coaches. Again, we were fortunate. We had coaches that cared. There's some coaches that just show up to collect a check. You know what I mean? And we're finding that that's going away. There's not as many coaches that are collecting that check as much. Coaches that are caring and actually learning about it. Because again, like I said, the information is there. Just go out there and learn it. You can create your periodization. Again, something as simple as a periodization chart, inserting whatever workouts that you need to do. Like a template for that versus just throwing workouts at everyone. There's more feedback for people, as well as there's a lot more private coaches as well. There's more private coaches than ever for track and field. It was always AAU, always basketball, never track.
Shouts out to the private coaching sector.
So there's way more coaches. I mean, I was a private coach at one point as well to supplement some of my income. But like again, like private coaching will a lot of times those private coaches are coaches that have done the sport, coaches that have been there, coaches that have done some sort of continuing education or education, perfecting their craft by getting in the classroom. And so like there's so many more coaches out there that know what they're doing. There's so many more coaches that know what they're doing. Plus the fact that again, the earlier you start, the earlier you can start developing those kids. And developing those kids correctly. You know what I mean? Like in high school, we didn't lift. We would show up to the weight room and have no idea what the heck we're doing. Like, we didn't know what a clean was. We didn't know what a snatch was. We knew squat, bench, and deadlift. That's all we knew. And then you do
that leg press.
And then do arms. And the leg press. And that thinking leg press but like we didn't know how to chain that with the workouts that we're doing in the track. Like, we didn't know any about that. Like the workouts that we do on the track that I currently do coincide with the workouts that we're doing in the weight room. Everything matches together. Everything's a cog in the system. And again, if I'm doing squats till failure, well, I'm not going to be able to do that if I had a heavy running day. If I'm doing repeat quarters, You know what I mean?
Right.
That also repeat quarters. I don't do that. I don't do repeat quarters.
Gave me anxiety, man.
I don't need to do
I'm
that.
like,
So, like, again, the workouts that we used to do,
mm-hmm.
we don't do it nowadays because they just don't fit with our training schemes and the things.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just interesting how much the sport has changed and
Mm-hmm.
the things that we do currently,
Mm-hmm.
as well as the lifting, and then not just the lifting. So like again, as athletes when we were growing up, run fast, turn left. That's all we knew. Run
Right.
fast, turn left,
Stay in your lane.
stay in your lane, weightlifting. Hopefully, I'm recovered for the next day. You know what I
Right.
mean? I was able to.
Right.
That's how I was able to be a decathlete and like do 8 events at my conference championship my senior year. But
That's
that's
crazy work.
here nor there. But like I was able to do that because I was able to do that.
That's crazy work.
But like, and I didn't have any of the recovery tools or knowledge that the athletes do today. I mean, yes, I used
Mm-hmm.
to ice bath between day 1 and day 2. I would fill up a tub of our hotel room and just sit in it for 15 minutes and freeze my butt off. But like, I didn't know what temperature the ice bath should be. I didn't know about any Normatec boots like the Normatec the boots that get the lactic out of your legs.
Mm-hmm.
About game ready. I didn't know about proper nutrition. I didn't know about like any kind of Graston or scraping techniques. I didn't know about massage. I didn't know about any of that stuff that my athletes at the Division III school that I have, we have access to that. We also have access to
Mm-hmm.
we have access to dry needling. We have access to so many different things that we didn't even dream of having. You know what I mean? And so like the
Mm-hmm.
technology has gone is so much better. Some schools, not all schools, some schools are putting more money into their athletics.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that again, like for Division 1, almost every school has a dedicated strength and conditioning coach as well as strength conditioning room for
Mm-hmm.
athletes. Um, Obviously, bigger schools have more coaches and
Better
specialized
amenities.
better amenities. Absolutely, I have a friend that works at Clemson, and they have their own weight room, and I know Cornell also has their own.
Georgia. Did you see
Georgia, they have
Georgia's?
their own weight room,
Oh
and
my God.
not just a weight room for athletics. It's the track and
It's
field
the
weight
track
room.
and field
And
weight room.
yeah, and so like again, some of the things that they have there is crazy. But
Yeah.
again, I think that not just the colleges are becoming more advanced because again, some Division III schools look way better than some Division I schools. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not just that, but like there's a private high school that's next to my school. They just put $50 million into their athletic facility. They have an ice rink,
Jeez.
they have a brand new weight room, they have a pool. So all that stuff that they put $50 million into a high school.
Did
Um,
you see our high school, by the
so
way?
yes, and our high school also put a lot of money into it as well. So it's like
Look at his
again,
face.
we had it was like the weight room that we had. I'm pretty sure it used to be like a greenhouse because the way it jutted out, it was
It
a
was
greenhouse
horrible.
that they put a bunch of equipment and said, "Hey, it's your weight room now." You know what I mean? And like again, I remember I forget his name, but our strength coach, the small little stocky
Yeah.
dude, Dramer.
Dramer.
And
Yeah.
yeah,
Little Greek guy.
yes, he who's strong. He knew about lifting, but he didn't know about lifting for track and field. He didn't know how to apply it to track and field. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And again, there's a lot more sports specific conditioning, like again, strength and conditioning. It's not weight room; it's strength and conditioning room. Because again,
Mm-hmm.
you got to condition your body, not just okay, I got to do my heavy lifts. Well, there's also a bunch of different auxiliary lifts that you need to do to strengthen your stabilization muscles, your core. Like there's so many different things that you have to do to in
Mm-hmm.
preparation for the training and so much more preparation for just the year. So it's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
things that you can put on to fix up the stuff that we're doing. So
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're going to step away. We're going to step away and get your opinion on the professional circuit.
oh boy. All right,
Yeah,
all right, let's go,
I'm going to keep it cordial, keep it
let's
cordial.
go.
We've since COVID have seen championship that I'm talking on the world stage after championship after championship after championship How's that affected the athletes, and in your opinion, the ability to now talk as a society about track and field? Because it just used to be Michael Johnson, and people will still be talking about Marion Jones, and we in 2020 something at that point. But now people are now talking about Sha'Carri. They now know about Julian Alfred. They now know about Gabby Thomas. It's becoming more a
Mainstream,
social,
more
yeah,
mainstream,
social
way more
stream,
mainstream.
mainstream.
So
But then you have the world championships that are happening, the Olympics that are happening, and it's been every year. How is that, in your opinion, impacting the athletes and also the sport itself?
so it's just more visible. Number one, it's more visible. Social media and as a whole, you get to see the athletes now. Again, Bolt was a huge deal because again, he was everywhere. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
He was everywhere. Michael Johnson was big in the track and field world because everyone knew him, but like, was he really that big in terms of the rest of the country? Obviously, yeah. Oh, he's a gold medalist, a world record holder. That's great. But then the Olympics left, and his relevance died down. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like versus nowadays, we have someone again, love him or hate him, Noah Lyles, he's in your face. He's talking crap to the NBA players. He's talking, oh, you're not world champion. He's bringing relevance to the sport. And because of
Hmm.
social media, he has a platform to then bring it light to himself. And now
Hmm.
people know who he is. People are then watching the world championships, rooting against him. You know what I mean? So like again,
Right.
hate him or love him, he's bringing light to the sport. He's bringing relevance to the sport. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And so like some of those things that are that are there for the sport. And again, with the different programs and leagues, and like again, the Diamond League, it's not good enough. And I do understand that what they're trying to do, but like it's not televised enough. It's not done well enough. Even Grand Slam, it was a great idea. Again, I'm not going to hate against Michael Johnson. It was a great idea, and I think it'd be awesome. But like, you have some of the best athletes in the world. Why are you not going to invite? Why are you not going to invite Tyler Davis Woodall? Why are you not going to invite Ryan Krauser? Why are you not going to try to get those people make a bigger
Hmm.
Noah Lyles and Gabby Thomas in it? You know what I mean? So like,
Hmm.
there's way more. There's you have to strike while the iron's hot, and where the social media is shining. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's what
Yeah.
I do, and that's why Athos was so successful. I mean, it was
Hmm.
a obscenely successful event. They did it right. They marketed it the right way, and with a little teaser of the long jump the day before. And again, I
Hmm.
understand Michael Johnson's thinking big, 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 but like, well, it's track and field. Track and field. It's not track. It's not track
Hmm.
and field. So like,
I really think
you
that
you
that's where he messed
you
up. Yeah.
you shot yourself in the foot immediately by not having any of the
Hmm.
field events. Again, if you'd have highlighted and showcased certain ones, absolutely, that would have been great. Like, how would you like long jump front and center, or you could have shot put front and center. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Make a stage for
Hmm.
them, so that way the field event athletes and coaches are gonna be like, "Oh, screw this! I'm not watching that crap." So like,
Right. Right.
it's your own people that you're pushing away. You know what I mean? So like, that's why I think that a lot of those that's why that failed so much. It failed like, spectacularly. The ratings were down because again, even if it was all of track and field,
$12 million. That ball. Oh.
yeah, if all of track and field wanted to make it happen and make it to be successful, it would have been
Hmm.
successful. People would have watched it. But when you divide the entire sport in half, well, why am I going to want you to be successful when
Hmm.
you're not like, I could never get on that. I could never get on
Hmm.
that. Like, you're creating an exclusive club that I'm not going to be able to be a part of. So why am I going to want you to be successful? So again,
Right. Right.
that's how a lot of the field event coaches were, and field event coaches are thinking. So again, you have big names that you could have brought in, like again, Armando. You could have brought in, again, there's so many different opportunities that you can make um,
Hmm.
a carnival style thing, And I think they were trying to do that, but like again, even then, like carnival style is not, it's not what it used to be. Like Penn relays is not what it used to be. You know what I mean? Like everyone wanted to
So
go to Penn.
corny.
It's not as crazy. Like again, USA versus the world. Like that was a huge deal when we were growing up.
That was a real thing, man.
Monster thing. And like everyone wanted to be in the not just watching it, but they want to be in the stadium. And like
Mm-hmm.
I remember Franklin Field used to be packed for
Mm-hmm.
that day. And like when we were not able to go there, or we weren't able to run there on that Saturday, we're going down there anyway. I'm
We're
finding a way to
going
get
down anyway.
find a way to get a ticket, and I want to watch that thing. You know what I mean? And people come from all over the world, especially when, and again, when you had a big name like Bolt. You know what I mean? He came in, and
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden, standing room only, standing room
There was
only.
a time when, like, especially at the Penn relays, where it was like spilling out of the
Yes,
stadium.
yes,
And
insane.
getting back to what you said again, I'm going to keep stressing this. It was about the culture. What I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, I remember going down to the Penn relays, and when I wasn't running, because there were some real dogs down there. There was some real. Listen, brother, it was like these jokers were running, but I was able to get some real jerk chicken.
Oh my gosh.
I
Oh
was
yeah.
really
I don't
able
want
to
to talk
get.
about that. I don't want to talk about, because I hadn't been there in years, and I brought an athlete down there to do the heptathlon, and I was like, "Where's the food?" I was like,
It's
"Where's the food?"
disgusting, bro.
I was
Like
like, "Where's the food?
it's
Where's the
so
vendors? Where's
insulting.
the vendors? Where's the food? Where's the free stuff? What is going
Nothing,
on?" Nothing.
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 And that's the thing. Like we understand as track and field athletes and enthusiasts that the money is centered around the brand, which is the shoe companies, right? And
Yeah.
I remember back then, and I don't know how much it costs really to just set up shop in one little spot. I know me actually being a vendor at one point in my, career, it didn't cost that much to pack up a little kit and then set up shop and send a marketer to set up shop and then promote some stuff,
Some stuff. Give some free stuff out for the
like
kids and
free
keep it moving.
things. Put a little long jump out there, spray paint. Like Penn now has a awesome indoor track facility that's
Yep.
right next to
Yep.
the stadium, which I believe they're going to kind of make in tandem between the two.
That's gonna be
And
like
then
the
it
athlete
would
village.
make
Yep.
sense in that big old field, like make it a carnival.
As it was above my pay grade, so I
You
wish
know,
it would. I
and
wish
it
it went back to. I wish it went back to like an environment versus a meet. And I think that's what they
yes.
went away from. They went to a meet style thing where it's just, hey, you're going there to run and that's it. You go there, you run, then you go home. Versus it's a day. It's a day. You go
Yeah.
there, you watch the sites, you watch a bunch of races, you walk around. You're like I remember Gail Devers was there, and I had pictures with
Absolutely.
her, and had professional athletes, and like it was a day that you could kind of go there and like be in the track and field environment.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's kind of like what it was. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's not that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's track and field has kind of moved away from that whole like wholesome family vibe environment. More of a, it's like a little bit of a corporate. Hey, we got to make some money. Someone's got to make some money. Someone's got to make some.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, like again, it is what it is. I do understand, because again, businesses have to make money, and that's how they are able to give the free stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I don't know if they had an issue with vendors or whatever it may be. But like, I think that I do think that it would be better if it went back to that style again. So
Absolutely. And I didn't know this. I'm I guess to have been in track for so many years. Like I did when I left track, the professional shoe was the professional shoe, right? But now there's like super shoe and then like elite. Like you got elite shoes out here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking? Like
Yeah.
this.
Well, so the rule is any shoe that any professional wears, it has to be readily available to the public. So that's how they get around. They can't do customized shoes for Sydney. No, she's the shoes that she wears, it has to be available to the public. So it
Is
has
that
to,
what it is now?
yes, those shoes are available to the public. They're $200 shoes, $250 shoes. But again, they only release them in smaller batches. They don't release them like it's not like everyone in the world who wants one can get it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
um, but again, it is what it is. They do what they got to do in terms of their shoes. But like, the technology in the footwear is crazy.
Crazy,
Again,
yo.
one of the things that's really cool about like again New Balance, we they have in you got to come up and visit sometime. But New Balance, the track at New Balance, they have the
Mm-hmm.
track upstairs, phenomenal track, and then underneath it in the second floor, they actually have a lab, a sports performance lab.
Are
Um,
you serious?
have a sports
So
performance.
would they let me like record, like not record, but it's kind of
Get
like
get
document?
it recorded. Get it
No,
recorded. But you can do. You can ask for a tour, but I mean, there's like NDAs and stuff like that. You're not allowed to like be
I'm
broadcasting
sick of
things.
signing NDAs. Like nobody
But
believes
but
that
the
I
thing is,
go
it's
places.
really cool because they have force plate,
Yeah.
they have force plates and stuff like that. That you can they have like sports plate technology. They also have like treadmills for like distance runners and the one of my athletes, she was lucky enough she was able to try out some of the shoes that and test some of the shoes and give feedback for that they're going to be using
Like the
in
the
the
ones
Olympics.
that are like
The
prototypes.
ones that are going to be used in the Olympics, the prototypes for the Olympics in LA.
Wow, I
Yeah, so,
want to do that. Like,
yeah. So she was able to do some of those things. It was pretty cool. And again, giving some of the feedback
yeah.
that they have, and obviously they're all blank canvases, and they do the warm up there. There's like a little track that they run on, and
Mm-hmm.
there's block starts with the force plates on the block. Like the starting blocks are on these force plates that they get the readings for, and then
Mm-hmm.
do the normal like control spikes, and you run out. And then they have the whatever prototypes that they do. They do the runouts as well. They also have like treadmills and stuff like that. But this is all shoe companies as well, though. But they have
Mm-hmm.
the treadmills for like the distance running stuff. You get to test
Wow.
them. It's like a locked room where you can kind of change the like it's like a warm weather, cold weather, wet, et cetera, et cetera. Which was pretty
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
So.
Yeah, I've gotten a chance. I mean, I like not. I never had like one of the science people while I'm wearing the
Mhm.
actual equipment.
They send you the shoes, you wear them, and then you send them back,
Yeah,
and they look at the wear and on the tread kind of thing. So yeah, they do that as well, which is also
that's
really cool.
wow.
But again, that's the technology advances that they're doing, and they're putting the work into and putting the money into.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Again, that it first was just elite athletes would get them. But
Mm-hmm.
then you don't want to mess up those elite athletes. You know what I mean? You don't want to mess them up. So we're going to get some really good athletes still that they can test
Mm-hmm.
and do the prototypes for and stuff like that. But then you kind of move forward and stuff like that. So, which is
Yeah,
really cool.
does I guess well, getting that information, does that help you better understand the athlete that you're working with? Like even just going down to little things like that and putting your athlete, I guess, to a diagnostic, so to
Mhm.
say.
Yeah. So again, well, not just that, but like we also have force plates in our weight room. So we're using data in our day-to-day life as well. Every time we
Oh,
lift, before they lift, they do force plates. They do a couple jumps on our force plate, so I can keep track of where our force output is. So then if I'm looking at, hey, this is a deload week, and our force is going down, we're not doing as well, or it's supposed to be a hard week and our numbers are going up. I'm like, oh shoot, we're about to do something crazy. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
So I get to see trends and things like that for
Wow.
the workout. So again, it's not just there. It's also in our day to day life as well. And
Mm-hmm.
we do. time trials as well. We do testing as well. I don't like to do time trials personally, but there are time trials. Like I know a lot of schools and teams will do time trials as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, again, it's just more data. And I do testing as well. We do different tests, and again, data runs the track and field world. Again,
That is
you
crazy
know,
now, man.
if you're trending up, then you know something is good going to happen. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, and if you're trending down, that means, oh shoot, I got to switch something up. I got to make an adjustment in my plans,
Mm-hmm.
and so that way we can do the things that we're doing again.
Yeah.
If you have athletes that are breaking down in a practice that's supposed to be an easy practice, well, something's got to give. So I got to switch it up. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be an easy day. And people are hands and knees and dialing, falling over. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, clearly, I'm doing something wrong.
So are you kind of like retentive about your athletes' diets?
Well, yes and no, and yes and no. It's a fine line. I can't be super anal about those things when I'm not providing all that nutrition. Again,
Right.
I work at a school currently. Currently, I work at a school where we have a lot of commuters. Against kids want to save money. It's a state school, and some people live at home. Some people just are like lower income family, and so I can't harp on them too much and saying, "Hey, you need to make sure you're eating XYZ and you're eating X amount of calories." I can give them like a blueprint and say, "Hey, this is the ideals. If you guys can do this, I can do that." But like, I can't demand, "Oh, I need you eating 4 egg whites for breakfast." And no, I can't make them do that because
Mm-hmm.
we're not providing some of the supplements that some other schools are able to do. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
snacks and things like that. That's one of the things that I'm actually talking to our athletic director, and she's trying to put that together. Like a fueling station. Again, I don't know if you had that at Temple, but a fueling.
Hell no, we didn't have no fueling state.
That's what I'm
Do
saying.
you?
A fueling station.
My coach fell asleep in the what is the freaking thing called? The shot put pit.
Oh my gosh.
He was asleep in the A10 championship. We're
Yeah.
looking at him embarrassed.
Yeah. So
I'm
like again,
talking.
they have that. We're trying to do that at the Division III level. At my last school, Bucknell D1, like I would say like, it's almost like a AA school. D1.
We didn't even have a track.
Yeah, I know that. I know. But like again, we had a fueling station at my last school, and we're trying to do one here. And again, that's going to be great for kids to come back after practice, grab a snack, and they'll be able to fuel up and eat between like a practice and a lift. I mean, I tell my athletes, hey, I need you guys having a snack. Again, because we drive a half hour. That's a perfect half hour. You guys should be eating. Everyone should be eating something, snacking on something before our lift. Because again, you spent 2 hours of training. You need to have something in your body so that way you're you're able to lift correctly and accurately. So,
Well, I mean those type of things, like it would have meant so much to actually have had that knowledge back then. Like even down to like how the athletes train now. It's like they don't really touch the extent of their race until like performance time. Like you're breaking down sections. Like athletes are training 100 meters in like what 4 sections.
yep,
Like
absolutely,
one day is just concentrated on 20 meters. Like
absolutely.
and then you're working on another
Pushing out.
15
Now you got your
meters.
transition. Now you got your tall. Now you got your finish.
Like,
So it's like you hit your flies. You need to so a lot of that stuff is it's broken down. Again, that's why I bring it back to the technology and the advancements of information. Like there's so much more information nowadays, and it's readily available. You know what I mean? Like God rest his soul, Clyde Hart. Who just passed away. There was a time where he was releasing all his workouts. You know what I mean? Once he was finished, like, hey, these are the workouts that Michael Johnson did.
Sure did.
That Jeremy Warner did. You know what I mean? So like he was releasing those workouts because again, hey, how am I benefiting? How's this sport benefiting by me holding in and not sharing my workouts? You know what I mean? And again, as it goes on, more and more people, again, from Baylor who had his training they might be a high school coach. They might be coaching at a Division 3. Oh, now everyone else around that person, oh, they see those workouts. They now become their workouts as well. So that the dissemination of information nowadays is so much more. Again, it's more readily available, and it's down in front of people, and they're able to use it. So it's just nice. So.
Lord have mercy.
Wait.
Coach. No, wait. We had nothing at Temple. People thought I was joking.
Well, my hurdler that I coached last year, she won nationals. My first year with her, she was All-American her sophomore year. She coached herself. She coached herself to a 13-9. She coached herself. She didn't have a coach at all. And again, I don't want to talk too much about it, but the previous coach told her, hey, you're not going to be a good hurdler. You might as well go to the 400. Let's do the 400.
Wow.
Yes, the coach was against it. So she had to fight and crawl and scream and kick. And then all of a sudden she made nationals by herself.
I always wondered, and nobody can give me the answer. Sidebar to this. I was a long jumper. Why did they put me in the triple jump? They put me in the triple jump, and I had on shoes that had no heels on the shoe.
Well, again, lack of knowledge, lack of information is just crazy. Lack of knowledge, lack of information. We just didn't know. We just didn't know anything back then.
I remember the day like it happened, right? You said that you don't want me to get hurt, but you want me to jump 2 more times rather than just 1 time in the pit. Like, if I can just jump 1 time, that saves me 2 more times from getting hurt.
The things that we used to do were dumb. I remember I ran a 4x1. I was a first leg. I ran the 4x1, handed it off. Ozzie, you're up in high jump. Ran across the track, came down, did my approach in my sprint spikes, took off, and I cleared the height. And again, I remember in college I was jumping in my high jumping in my sprint spikes, and I slipped out one time, hit the mat, hit the standard and everything. I was like, well, I will never jump in my sprint spikes again. And again, it's like things that we learn. And again, but again, we have to ask these athletes. I was a decathlete. I needed a pair of long jump spikes. I needed a pair of high jump spikes. I needed jab boots. I needed shot throwing shoes. I needed my sprint spikes. I needed that. So I had 5 different pairs of spikes, let alone my trainers. You know what I mean? And nowadays, like the trainers that they have, they're so advanced that like,
oh my gosh,
because they're advanced, they then break down faster. So like with my hurdler, I have her like last year, and thank God she has the resources, and her mom gives her the resources and stuff like that. But like she had her competition hurdle spikes, right? Competition hurdle spikes. She had her practice hurdle spikes, right? And then she also had her competition racing spikes, and then her training spikes. So she had 4 different pairs of spikes.
Jeez, I had 1. I think 1 year I had 2.
Guess which spike she had?
Don't tell me she had the
Max 5. Max 5. $200 per.
All of them were?
I think 3 of them were. I think she had 3 of them, but she got them as it went. But like again, those shoes, the way you should use them, you can't use them every day. Like
no, they end up breaking apart.
Like it breaks, the carbon fiber will break down, and then those shoes become useless, or the bubble pops, and then it becomes useless.
I did learn, and I tend to and I should actually start posting more about this. Like I take the running shoes and I aggressively tear these shoes apart. Like you'll be surprised that my little 42-year-old body can still skip my ass down the street and don't chase me down the street nowhere. Like it's a scary thing. But yo, I have cracked so many plates in these running shoes. It is unbelievable.
Again, the wear and tear.
And you can feel it. It's like
once it's done, it's done. And the thing is, they're not made to withstand a lot of pressure. They're not made to like stand the test of time. Like again, before the spikes, again, I have athletes currently. I have one. We have oh sorry. I have, I have athletes currently that have that say, oh yeah, my shoes, my running shoes, and my spikes. I got them. What is that?
The remaining
Oh my
part to these
god!
pair of
Oh
Adidas.
my god! Like, but the thing is, like, I have athletes that said I have the same pairs of spikes since my freshman year in high school. You should be.
How?
They don't change. They again, and I have the same spikes of my since last season. Blah, blah, blah. The same spikes, the inserts or whatever, the actual spikes themselves. They don't change them and stuff like that. I don't know how. I don't get it. But like again, a lot of times they just think, oh, I have a pair of spikes, I can run faster. Well, they don't realize like the different things that gets them better. Like again, making sure you change out those spikes. Again, people don't understand and don't know that you should have two pairs of running shoes. You have, especially if you're a distance runner, even more so, not as much so, but you can benefit for track as well. You have a pair to run in. That foam compresses as you run those workouts in. The next day, it might not be all the way up. It might be 3/4 of the way up or 80% up. That resetting in that shoe. Well, if you have another shoe, you wear that other shoe, and then that foam can go all the way to 100 and reset. And then the next time you use it, it's going to be good again. And so, like something like that. Yeah. Again, the technology is not made for running every day. If again, the University of Oregon, they have every athlete has so many pairs of running shoes because of that. You know what I mean? They want to make sure that your feet are taken care of. And rotating those shoes are something that they have the resources to do. But again, just doing it will save a lot of running shoes, and it makes your running shoes last longer, and then also it helps your feet last longer. Shin splints as well.
I think my favorite ones, I guess, being older. I mean, just kind of picking at it like from time to time. The J flies are my favorite
Jaw
running
flies?
spike.
The jaw
Yeah, the
flies?
Jaw flies. Sorry.
I like those as well. Those
Oh
are
my
some good.
gosh, they're so
Those are good
comfortable.
spikes.
Like
Those are good spikes.
the new technology is a little bit too much for me.
Well, again,
Like
it's you have to run a certain way. You have to put a certain amount of force into it for it to really come back. You know what I mean?
And the thing is, it's like even if you get that right force, is being able to control
exactly.
And you remember I had a weird running style to me. Don't fix your goddamn face first of all.
You were fast. You were fast though.
But,
you were fast.
Yeah, I didn't have what was it called? I didn't have front side mechanics. My front side mechanics were really, really bad. Really, my turnover was crazy. Front side mechanics. It wasn't until I got older where I was able to correct a good portion of that. But I will say, like, even like you got to really be in shape just to really perform in those shoes. Is what I'm saying. I'm getting to.
Yep, absolutely.
Like, I literally bounced back down, and just like my whole foot just kind of like flipped over.
It's the same thing. It's the same concept as the blocks. Like, the starting blocks, the angle of the starting blocks. Like, not everyone can go here with the angle of the starting blocks. You know what I mean? Not everyone's going to be able to go here with the starting blocks. Some people need to go here. Some people need to be here. You know what I mean? So, but again, it just depends on the athlete that you have. Not everyone's those really expensive shoes. Again, you can buy them if you want to, but if you're not going to get if you're not going to use the tools to 100%, well, why are you going to use those tools then?
Right.
What you need to do. So
it was definitely, it was specifically, should I say, when, University of Oregon, they got, Hayward Field, they got that new track. And I started to notice that pattern of folk that's just running, and then and if you notice their shoes, there was they all had those super shoes on, and as they're going down, their energy, they get Bambi kneed. And they just and they fall. And I'm like, why is this happening?
Once you get to a point where you're rolling, it's it's tough to stop. Sometimes
Right.
it's tough to stop. Again, if you can't control it, you can't control it. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, everybody, this is the Ozzie Brown, man. My not only a college coach, a decorated athlete, a gentleman in his own right. The man is an intellectual mind when it comes to track and field. I often read as much as I can and then try to just come to him with an understanding so that then I was once his captain, but now I'm actually the student, like learning as much as I can. And with the information that he has given up until this point, like I would like to say thank you for guiding a lot of these students beyond the idea of just running.
absolutely.
At academics, it's important making sure that you're paying attention, Ozzy, to your work life balance is important.
Yep,
You
absolutely.
know what I mean? It's very important to make sure that your mental health, he's touched base on these things. Listen, y'all, get your weight up running. Put your feelings aside and worry about the times on that track. I'm trying
Yep.
to tell you, it'll save you a lot of trouble, save you a lot of
And
headache.
again, the stronger your legs are, the more social you'll be. The more social you'll be, the longer you will live. You won't have the brain deterioration. So, got to make sure you stay active no matter what.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That was slick. I like that. I like that. That was a little bit of wellness. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna
Actually,
take that. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. Hopefully Ozzy might be back and touch base on the later parts of his season. We can get some updates. We can meet some of the athletes, touch base with them, say hi, and we get to, have a conversation about what makes them great and what makes them appeal to being great. You
absolutely.
talk about good, but I know what good really means. Good means great. But with that said, we're going to say good night for now. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you have a conversation. Make sure you talk about health and wellness. And not only talk about it, be about it, y'all. This is not
Absolutely.
about performance actively. This is about making sure that our lifestyles continue to be better so we can pass it on down. We are Chestnut Checkers. Make sure you like and subscribe, follow. You can follow us on TikTok, Twitch. Where else are we at? YouTube. Geez, oh man.
Facebook.
Instagram, Facebook. I'm just gonna make sure I'm not missing any of them. I think that was all of them. And make sure you have your questions. If you want to come on the show, make sure you bring up some information so we can invite you. Have a good night. Blessings to everybody.